Why is the Land of the Sun so strong? Well, there's a lot of questions about it. When I scale the Ryuzen 7, for example, or the Land of the Sun, people are like, that makes no sense, because if the Land of the Sun was as strong, they would have stopped Lucifero. And then there's also the statement from the data book, where I think it's just supplementary material, like official material, but what we get is that it was stated that if Lucifero had not lost to Asta, that the world would have been destroyed. And people say, well, if that's true, then the Ryuzen 7 or the Land of the Sun are weaker than Lucifero, because that means that if that Lucifero would have destroyed the world. Or they use the inverse logic and they say, well, that means Lucifero's not planetary, because if the Ryuzen 7 are stronger, then they would have stopped them. But no, these are completely like non sequiturs, because the statement that says that Lucifero would have destroyed the world if Asta had not stopped him is from 15 months prior to all these feats of what the Ryuzen are doing. So we have no idea how strong the Ryuzen 7 were 15 months ago in Black Clover. For all we know, they were weaker than Lucifero. And that would actually be the likely assumption, because we have official material saying that Lucifero would have destroyed the world if Asta had not defeated him. And that would just mean that the Ryuzen 7 were not strong enough to stop him at that time, because that's 15 months ago. No, Toji. It's actually stated in that official material that Lucifero would have destroyed the world at 50% power as well. Anyways, people are like, "What? This makes no sense. Why is Ichika, who's younger than Yami, how is she stronger than Lucifero when Yami wasn't? How are these other Ryuzen stronger than the captains? How are these people as strong as True Devil Union?" Well, I think there's a lot of little breadcrumbs that Tabata has put into the story of why the Land of the Sun, or specifically why the Ryuzen 7, are so strong. I think we can start with kind of like the lore for the Land of the Sun. That lore is the Celestial Maiden and the Five-Headed Dragon, and how this would affect the world of the Land of the Sun, and therefore could make them stronger over time. So first off, it starts with Ichika's story, where she says, the Yami clan is descended from a group of assassins known as the Kijin, and for you guys who don't know, Kijin means Demon Lord in Japanese. So what is that kind of hinting at or teasing at? And they're all using dark magic. Lucifugis is likely the devil of darkness. I think it's kind of hinting at why the Kijin were so strong, and why the Yami clan is so strong. And there's even more to it later on. And it says, during the Age of Wars, our ancestors distinguished themselves on many battlefields. This is another thing. The Age of Wars. This would mean that because the Land of the Sun are fighting so much, the Age of Wars, they would be harnessing their power over time, making themselves stronger. We don't really know much about any wars in the Clover Kingdom, except like skirmishes with other countries, which involve minor like squads at a time, not like full-on wars. So I think that's one point right there that shows why the Land of the Sun are so strong. And then it says, according to legend of distant past, a five-headed dragon that had rampaged through the Land of the Sun was quelled here by a heavenly maiden. It was said that the Yoryoku of that dragon seeped out, turning the ocean black and stagnant, twisting space and time and connecting it to hell. This is important for multiple reasons for like the power of the Land of the Sun. Let me find it. For one, the ocean is just empowered by negative mana from this dragon, and it creates these demon fish. Now, what this would kind of imply is, because of what the five-headed dragon did, is that now there's all these likely demon beasts inside the Land of the Sun that these characters in the Land of the Sun are going to have to fight off and survive. Which, survival of the fittest, evolution, adaptation, the Land of the Sun are likely going to be stronger because they have to deal with all of these things. It's also kind of shown for each of the countries in Black Clover why they're so strong. Why is the Clover Kingdom so strong? Well, because the royals stole the elves' magic power hundreds of years ago. Why is the Heart Kingdom so strong? They use nature's mana with true magic. Why is the Spade Kingdom so strong? They use devil power. Why is the Diamond Kingdom so strong? Experiments. Why is the Land of the Sun so strong? I think there's many reasons that kind of show it. So I think it's a mixture of the dragon, and maybe the Celestial Maiden, or Heavenly Maiden, actually didn't just come down, but actually stayed. And maybe it mated with the Land of the Sun people, and they're all descended from this maiden, who is likely very, very strong. And maybe that's why. I'm also thinking maybe this is Charmy. Like, what if these clouds are actually just cotton? And if you guys don't remember, let me go to the other chapters. There's a lot of Charmy stuff in the Land of the Sun. So there's this doll here that Asta thinks it is Charmy. And this doll is called an Ochami doll, which essentially, that's how similar Ochami versus Charmy. Yeah, there's something going on with the Land of the Sun and Charmy. Maybe she's related to that Heavenly Maiden. And that's why the cotton magic, it's not clouds actually, shown in that image, it's cotton magic. That'd be kind of funny. Or she's either is that maiden or she's related to that maiden, a descendant or something, or reincarnation. Something related to it, connected. And this also draws in another suspicion for the Land of the Sun and why they could be so strong. Well, Charmy's a half-dwarf. I think everybody knows that. Charmy is a half-dwarf. She's a human-dwarven hybrid. Maybe dwarves are a commonplace, or were a commonplace thing in the Land of the Sun. Because remember, Charmy has this huge connection to the Land of the Sun. She's a half-dwarf. Maybe dwarves are here. Maybe they blended into the population of the Land of the Sun, and maybe a lot of the Land of the Sun are descendants of dwarves, or something like that, which would make them inherently a lot stronger than just being a regular human, right? Another thing that was introduced in this chapter that supports the Land of the Sun being strong has to mainly do with the Yami clan. That is the Oni pill, or the Demon Soul pill. This is a sort of maybe device or something that Yami clan has. And yeah, he says, Demon Soul pill, take this thing. It'll spike your urge to kill and draw out all your Latin Yoryoku. It's the clan's secret drug. Going off of this, if the Yami clan has been using these, and we know that magical power is heretical in Black Clover, it's genetics, then this would explain why because, sure, there's the Yami clan. Most of that demon power from this pill is going to be consolidated into the Yami clan. But over time, as how population genetics work, the Yami clan would marry into other clans. And over time, it would slowly but surely increase the power level of the Land of the Sun because of this demon pill. So that's kind of my point with the demon pill. And again, a lot of this is speculation because we don't know too much yet, but this is I'm trying to justify why they're so strong. So like I said, they have a more combative environment. There's the age of wars they went through, but also we know the Ryuzen fight more physically, and that's important in Black Clover. Let me bring this up. This is when, in the anime cans, this is canon material. Tabata supervised this stuff. Asta, Luck, Magna, they all wanted to physically train, and Finral's like, what? But anyways, let's go over this. What's the point of training like this anyway? You know how much Mr. Yami and Asta did in that battle with the elves? The stronger your body is, the stronger your magic will become. That's right, Finral. If you get as buff as Captain Yami, you'd be unstoppable. So, the stronger your body is, the stronger your magic will be. Which is supported because ki and magic are different, but they kind of go off of each other. So, we know that the Ryuzen, not the Ryuzen, the Land of the Sun are likely very strong because they fight more physically than Clover mages. They fight like warriors rather than Clover Kingdom fight like mages. So they're going to be using more physical stuff. And also, they use ki. Remember that ki is life energy. And we know that when Yami had his life energy sucked from his arm withered. Which means that less life energy means less physical constitution. And then the opposite would have to be true. The more life energy you have, the more physically strong you are. So that, again, further supports why the Land of the Sun is so strong. They are more physical fighters. They use katanas, and a lot of the reason actually fight physical with their hands and stuff, which would further show that they're more physical fighters, and if they're training more physically, not only are they going to be physically stronger, but it's like a double whammy, because, for example, if you just double your physical strength in Black Clover, your magically reinforced punch would be twice as strong. But that's also leaving out that the stronger your physical strength is, the stronger your magic power. So it's a double whammy. If you increase your physical strength, you're also increasing your magic power, or the potency of your magic. There's a lot going into why the Land of the Sun is so strong. I think the very obvious one, right, is the Land of the Sun use Zetten. Zetten is a 40 times multiplier. Now, maybe not a lot of them. I think it's actually only said that Ryuzen 7 can use them. I would bet that a lot of other people can use Zetten, but just to a lesser degree. And also, I think that partially what would have to do with the Ryuzen 7 and the Land of the Sun being so strong is Ryu himself, the Shogun. I wouldn't be surprised if, using his eye to see everything in the present, he can use that to help the Ryuzen 7 train to fully attain their full power. So, that's, I think, actually all I got. I mean, there's probably more, but I just kind of quickly went through and tried to think of anything that could show why they got so strong, and I think that's it. Like, they fought in an age of wars, they might be descended from the Celestial Maiden, they might be dwarven hybrids from a long time ago. The Oni pills or the Devil's Soul pills. You have them fighting more physically. Land of the Sun possibly having demons or demon-like beasts they'd have to fight. There's a lot of stuff that goes into why they could be so strong. So, yeah, this stream was basically me talking about how strong are the Ryuzen 7 and why they're that strong. So I think that's kind of my segment there. That could be true, Davos. He could be using Ki Zetten this entire time and not bringing it up. But Chica said that the Land of the Sun is always an unstable place, which would further show why they're so strong. Clover Kingdom is pretty stable. Yeah, Yami did. That's a good point, Charles Christian. Yami collected beasts in the Clover Kingdom, so maybe because of the demon beasts in the Land of the Sun made him want to do that. We always kind of forget about the beasts because they don't do much.